Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Let me take a breath. Most gracious and most merciful. It's been a minute since I have vlogged, so I wanted to take a moment because I think that it's really important for myself to be transparent in my own growth, and also, God willing, to be a partner in other people's growth if they should have some of the same issues going on that I do. It's been a journey these past couple of weeks with my Islam. Currently, I guess what I want to say is Islam for me always seems to be hanging out in the background. It's always there. Like, although I have spent time in churches and I have, sang gospel songs deep down in my heart, I never was one to worship Christ. Everybody around me was doing that. I wanted a sense of community, which I wasn't finding in my Islamic environment. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Maybe there really wasn't a lot of things for me to be involved in a community as a single mother. I don't want to put blame anywhere. That's not really my point. My point for saying that is that Islam has always hung out in the background. The oneness of God, to worship the Creator and not the created. There's a lot of varying levels within that. I love the love and compassion of the New Testament Christ. I love some of their movements that they're doing within their communities. Certainly not all, because we know that there's a far left and a far right on each belief system, or just generally in the human being, and that reflects itself politically, etc. So the thing is that it's like almost an identity crisis in a way. And I'm getting emotional. It is so difficult to proclaim a belief that is so hated and so misunderstood. And to have people question your sanity, your insight, and to kind of be the lone wolf. And I know that a lot of converts can relate to that, but I know one thing for sure. I know a couple of things for sure for me. One is the belief in one creator. The other is the belief that God alone sent many messengers and prophets to proclaim, instruct, and guide the created to worship God and to have a relationship moment by moment with God, to turn all things over to God, to be guided by God, to wait on God, and most importantly, to love God. I get really caught up in the do's and the don'ts because I'm very black and white minded. So I get really hung up on, my hijab or my prayers, and certain things like that. And I'm always like, if I just had that community that was really close, or a husband, so that when my faith was low, that I had that to rely on. But for whatever reason, and I'm always wanting to say, like, there's got to be a piece that I'm not working towards. Like, there's something that I'm possibly not putting forth the effort. And I don't want to complain because I know that that's not the answer either. It's just really difficult. And there are days when I take off my hijab, part and parcel, because it's like I want to have discussion with somebody and I don't want this to be something that separates us in the society. Now, if I was in a Muslim country, wearing hijab would be a non-issue. I love the beauty of hijab. I love the protection it gives. On the one side, my mind is like, I don't want to be a part of this American society that constantly sexualizes women and what it does to you as a woman. And what it does to our society, frankly. We're constantly being looked at as sexual objects, plain and simple. I don't care what anybody says, and wearing the hijab doesn't necessarily take that off of you, but it certainly puts a protection on you. And I think for that reason, it can be very beneficial. Excuse me. Yes, I'm wiping my nose with my hijab. Don't say you haven't done it. But I just feel so confused, and I feel confused, but it's such a hardship, and then it's not, there's a beauty in it. And I know one of my shortcomings is inconsistency and self-discipline. That's two. They probably go hand in hand, obviously. And so I just keep turning to the most merciful God because he knows my heart. And Islam is also, yes, there's action there, but it's also you're rewarded in a sense, not in a sense, but you're rewarded for your intention as well. God sees me struggling. He sees me sad. And in times of over emotion like this, it's like I just need to breathe and be in God's presence. It's not easy. And just know that I'm with you just as I'm with myself. I think we have a real loss in our communities, and I'm trying to find a place in a community where I can really fit and call home, where I can be a part of it. And I know that once I walk through those doors, I know that those sisters and those brothers will have love for me. There's no doubt in that. But it's, where is it? There's not a lot happening here in Minnesota. There is some for like the younger Muslims, and there's a few things for converts for sure. There's one support group I know that's about 30 minutes away from me, and I could go there. And I know that my own hesitation is mine for whatever all that reason is. This is truly a personal struggle. And I'm grateful every day that Allah sees fit to have me on this earth and to continue to try and build my relationship with him, that he's there. Excuse me. That he's there, and that every day I get to go to him, that I'm alive, and ask for that closeness and forgiveness and, just all of that. I didn't want to take too much time away from everyone because I think it's really important that I keep sharing my story. And at some point I'll learn how to edit. If anybody's able to share editing help, I know that there's plenty of YouTube videos. I just kind of can't seem to get it, and I don't know why. But so if there's that, and then if you could subscribe and like and share, that would be great too. I'd love to see this channel get out, and I promise to make more videos more often and just be with you on your journey as well as you with me on mine. So God bless, and Assalamu alaikum.